Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are safe and sound. Real Madrid would be facing Elche for the second time in a week. This is going to be the final match before the international break, and as a team the Los Blancos would be looking to settle the month on a winning note. We're well aware of what Elche are capable of. We had to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat in the Copa Del Rey, but Real Madrid would be hoping for a much more comfortable game at the Bernabeu, with many of the regulars returning to the side. And if you just have a glance at the points table, you can see that Real Madrid have a chance to establish a 6 points gap between them and second place Sevilla. Sevilla in the past two games have only been able to manage draws against Celta Vigo and Valencia, which is a blow for them in the title race. But this is where Real Madrid have a chance to take one more step towards the title and attempt to leave the rivals overwhelmingly behind. So in this video, we would be doing the match preview of Real Madrid versus Elche. We also have another transfer rumor to address, and finally we'll end this video with the pre-match thoughts of Carlo Ancelotti and the match predictions. So come on, let's get started. And firstly, if we start by addressing the transfer rumors surrounding Marco Asensio, we have news from Eduardo Cornaga, who is associated with the news outlet AS, and in his recent tweet the journalist states that PSG is willing to offer Marco Asensio a 5-year contract with 6 million euros net per season. The proposal exceeds that of Real Madrid, which plans to renew him for 4 years with the same salary of 4 million euros. And shedding some thoughts on this offer, I do think it is quite possible that PSG can offer Asensio an improved contract, knowing about the financial clout, but as much as I have heard recently, PSG have been looking for a target man up front, which certainly isn't the profile of Marco Asensio. You also take into consideration that the chances of Mbappe leaving in the summer is quite high, and PSG would benefit from bringing in a lethal striker up front who would be clinical for the team, finishing off the chances. And if you talk about the wings, they have Neymar on the left and Messi on the right, and it would be safe to say that Asensio would not be benching them joining PSG next season. The only way where Asensio may be starting is if Messi drifts inside, playing as a false 9, which would allow Asensio to operate on the right flank, but again, it's not certain at all that Asensio may be getting the amount of minutes that he desires. So I have my doubts that Asensio switching to PSG may not be a smooth affair. You also take into consideration that Asensio is 26 years old, approaching his prime years, so in my opinion, he would be better off joining a team where he can be a guaranteed starter, and if he's staying at Madrid, then he'll probably have to play the role the likes of Nacho and Vasquez are currently playing. He would have his chances, but again, he hasn't shown the amount of consistency to nail down a starting spot, and I do think that Madrid see Asensio more as a rotational piece who would come in, do the job when there's a requirement, or maybe come in as a super sub, the role which Asensio has played effectively this season. So let's see what the future holds in store for Asensio. Would he be staying in Madrid? Would he be staying in Spain? Or would he be keen enough to take up a challenge on foreign soil? He would have to decide that very soon. His contract expires in 2023, and knowing Florentino Perez, if the contract situation isn't sorted out in the upcoming months, Asensio would likely be up for sale come the summer of 2022. So that's the transfer rumor for the day, and let's move on to do the match preview of Real Madrid versus Elche. Our opponents currently stand 15th in the table, 4 points clear of the relegation zone, and talking about the recent form in the league, they have 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw in the past 5 matches. We have seen improvement in this Elche side since Francisco Rodriguez has taken over, and as we saw in the midweek, Elche put up a valiant performance against the Los Blancos. They may have lost, but the way things unfolded would surely give Elche sufficient confidence to repeat the same performance away from home, and they would be happy even with the draw, considering that their main priority is to not get involved in the relegation battle in the final months of the season. So let's see what approach Elche would have in the game. Would they be playing attacking football and trying to take the game to Madrid, or would they play defensive football, a tactic that many lower table sides have successfully used at the Bernabeu? And talking about the formation that we can see from Elche, it is likely that they would set up in the 4-4-2 formation. They have been boosted by the return of Pablo Piatti and Kiko Casilla, but they still have some important players missing. In the midfield, it is likely that Gumbau and Raul Guti will operate centrally. On either side, we may see the return of Pere Mia and Tete Morente, and in attack, Carrillo, who started in the midweek, won't be available, so it is likely that Elche would line up with a duo of Lucas Boye and Lucas Perez. And talking about Real Madrid, this, as you see, is the squad list for the game. Ancelotti has a number of options to choose from, especially if you see the midfield. We have many players available. However, it is likely that Ancelotti would play it safe in the game. The only notable absentee is Marco Asensio, who most likely would return to the team after the international break. Moving on, let's hear what the coach had to say in the pre-match press conference. Ancelotti spoke about Eden Hazard and potentially being without the South American players for the Copa Del Rey match against Athletic. But firstly, while previewing the match, Ancelotti said, "We found it tough to beat them in the Copa. They're in good form and they will come here with a similar approach. We'll have to be resilient and show good motivation because there are 3 important points to play for." Then Ancelotti was asked how he's going to deal with Athletic in the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. Apparently, the South Americans won't be able to make it on time for the game. Real Madrid are going to play the next round on the 3rd of February, but the South Americans would be involved in playing the World Cup qualifiers and may not be able to recover in time. To this, the coach responded, "The calendar doesn't make sense. It's not an issue that only affects Real Madrid. It's a matter for every club. We're not going to put pressure on any other team. We'll play with the guys who are available, and that's all there is to it. But the calendar is madness, and it must be resolved sooner rather than later." He further said, "We know our Brazilian lads want to play for the national team. They're going to play with Brazil, and the coach will make his decision, and then they'll be back. We won't pressure anyone." Then Ancelotti gave an update on the situation of Gareth Bale and Eden Hazard. He outrightly said that this could be a game where Hazard starts. He said, "It's a good day to play Hazard from the start, and I hope it's a good game for him. Gareth is improving physically and training with the team every day." And lastly, Ancelotti was asked about how he may have to cope without Casemiro in the Copa, and Ancelotti responded, "If we are looking for a copy of Casemiro, we are wrong. There is none in world football. He's a unique player, but other players can play the pivotal role. Camavinga has done it, who has other characteristics. He does well with the ball, even if he doesn't have the tactical skills of Casemiro. I've never had a pivot like him. I had Pirlo, who had different characteristics. However, you have to adapt." So that sums up the pre-match thoughts of Carlo Ancelotti, and let's conclude this video by doing the match predictions. In goal, we would have Thibaut Courtois returning to the side. In the backline, Eder Militao would return to the team, and he should line up with the likes of Ferland Mendy, David Alaba, and Lucas Vazquez. In the midfield, it is likely that Ancelotti would choose the Gala midfield of Modric, Kroos, and Casemiro. And in attack, since Ancelotti kept insisting that Hazard would start, I think we may see the trio of Vinicius, Benzema, and Hazard, with Eden Hazard more likely to play centrally behind Vinicius and Benzema. So that, as you see, is my predicted lineup. And as for the scoreline predictions, I predict Real Madrid 3, Elche 0. And that is all I have here. Do let me know how you're feeling ahead of the game, and what scoreline are you predicting right in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Glory to Madrid. And as always, Ala Madrid.